SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California.
Week 1 between number 14
This is Bet NFL 21
between
on
the
EA
Dallas
Sports.
Cowboys going up against the LA Rams from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. When you let this go, you see a live video.
You'll see Jared Goff and the Los Angeles Rams taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Rams. And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Dak Prescott bringing out the Dallas Cowboys, and a lot of big games for quarterbacks in Week 2, Charles, but I think the biggest might have belonged to Dak. And that was a crazy game. I want to get your thoughts on it a little bit later, but Dak Prescott's performance in that comeback win over the Falcons, 34-57, 450 yards.
He was absolutely scintillating in this game, and just think about how he rallied his team back from a big deficit. It looked like this thing was over, okay? He brought them all the way back. The numbers you mentioned, he became the first quarterback in NFL history to pass for more than 400 yards and run for 3 touchdowns in the same game. He was the third quarterback in performance this past week.
Come on, no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprinter stance. They'll just head straight for the quarterback. That's good recognition on that play. Game.
It's a loss of 2 at third down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play in there in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everybody to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Yeah, this opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And that's Elliott complete. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. He did get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was. They down in distance and made sure they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football, got to him, and made sure they didn't give up much run after catch.
So on 4th down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down and close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. The Rams taking the field and leading the way. The man from Cal, the former number 1 overall pick, Jared Goff.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball. Run it inside. Everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
They'll run for the first time here with Brown, and they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in this spot, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
On 2nd down now. It's Brown, and he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4-yard line.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Here's a give to Brown. And they're able to corral him right around the 8, and that's short of the first down. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this works out well as he'll kick out of bounds at the 11-yard line. As Dallas's offense comes out here, Charles, we got to talk about their Week 2 victory over Atlanta. That's one of the greatest comebacks we've seen in some time. The Falcons led 20-0 at one point, held the lead all the way through, but then a wild finish. Greg Zuerlein able to create a spinning onside kick that was recovered, and then for good measure, he banged through a 46-yard field goal as time expired. What a wild, wild ball game.
And a lot of game balls to be given out in this one because Zuerlein has to get one for the game-winning kick. Mike McCarthy, his first win as a Dallas head coach. I thought Dak Prescott was incredible in this game. 3 rushing touchdowns in addition to throwing for a bunch of yards as well. That was a huge win for Dallas. Atlanta helped them in a big way down the stretch, but give the Cowboys credit for hanging tough. How about next week, though, buddy? They go to Seattle. How much fun is that going to be? And then they're home for 3 straight games. Cleveland, the Giants, and Arizona. Imagine if they beat Seattle and Seattle and break down the run before coming home. It could get out of there.
This throw caught left center. It's taken down, but not before it gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. First down carry by Elliott. He'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And his throw is going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Ezekiel Elliott, and now it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Prescott from the gun. That will complete to Elliott. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. Our quarterback matchup here is certainly one that bears watching. Dak Prescott and Jared Goff. They finished 2nd and 3rd in the NFL in passing yards a year ago behind Jameis Winston. Prescott at 4,902 and then Goff at 4,638. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Another big play there by Aaron Donald, the NFL's Defensive Player of the Year in 2017 and 18. We know he can rush the passer. He's also dominant in the run game. The quickness for a man his size often defeats the offensive lineman trying to block it.
On 2nd and 12, Prescott. That open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Draw play. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Prescott down from the 50. And he finds his target in Schultz. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams 39. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
Well, 1 on 1st down. Elliott. And we'll take this one down to the 36. It was Sebastian Joseph who got him down defensively. 36 yards.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Prescott toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Michael Gallup, that's who he was looking for. 3rd down here.
That's a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up the first here on 3rd down. That play fake early. Now Prescott. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and goal.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 10, 1st and goal. Now Prescott. Flushed out right. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
The run the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive game. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. The give is to him. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Now Prescott. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass as his guys are first on the scoreboard here this afternoon. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what Cooper put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-0 Cowboys. That drive a long one, spanning 15 plays, and it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Now for the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Take over at 1st and 10 at their own 20. Let's talk about, Charles, the Rams' start to the season before this next drive gets going. They're 2-0. Had the opening week win against the Cowboys Sunday night, followed it up with a strong win against Philadelphia, and that was a matchup with the number 1 and number 2 picks in the 2015 draft. And Jared Goff got the upper hand on Carson Wentz, throwing 3 touchdown passes, all to Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, and he looked really, really good. I mean, for all the issues that Jared Goff went through last year, I feel like a number of them have been corrected this year, and Rams have made an adjustment. And Tyler Higbee, their tight end, he's starting to emerge above it.
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Handing it off to Brown. And they get that 6 up to the 27-yard line.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of his first half of action. Passing game not in sync here early, and now it's fourth down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first two drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is taken at the 15. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. A 1st down throw for Prescott. Got his man there complete to Gallup. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive. It's a quick 1st down.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had a big play in the run game the play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. It's a gain of 8.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Throwing, Prescott, and complete pass. Stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Until they wanted to get that ball downfield, they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it up to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Prescott yet again. Open man lamb, it's complete. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. It's a gain of 16 in the Dallas 1st down. 1st down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And Cooper able to work his way open. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now. Prescott incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, 2nd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
That incomplete pass on 1st down, that leads to a 2nd and 10. And again, it's Prescott. And this is caught. It's Cooper. And all the way down inside the 5 and the 4. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They'll throw again. Prescott. This is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. 2 first-down touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. CD for them has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And it's going to make it 14-0. Defense. We looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
After the roughing penalty on the PNC, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will not be returned. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. LA set to take over again on offense. This is their third drive right now. Maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't got first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Made a quick throw there outside the numbers, and you could feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep it bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. There's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So CD, taking a step back. We're 2 weeks into the season, and you already kind of get the sense that teams are beginning to separate themselves. If you look at the 2-0 teams, and remember, 62% of 2-0 teams ultimately make the playoffs. For Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few, they look really good.
This we do, and in a lot of ways, those are the teams that we expected to be 2-0 at this part of the season. I mean, it's no major surprise. But how about Arizona being 2-0 as well? People talked about them getting better in the offseason. I don't know how many of us thought they'd beat San Francisco in the opener. They did. Then they jumped on Washington this week, and they're 2-0 as well.
Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we know the not good news. It teams that start 0-2. The Giants and the Jets both there. Detroit, Cincinnati. So, again, maybe some more predictable names.
Certainly, again, Detroit would be improved at this point. So how about a team that's 0-2 that went through a little bit of a difficult offseason like the rest of us, but even more so because of players being gone? How about Houston being 0-2 right now? They won the division last year. I think that's a little bit unexpected right now, even though they had a tough opening schedule with Kansas City and Baltimore.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for LA. Special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That's excellent.
The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They start the drive with Elliott. Good move, but not much to show for it. Still inside the 5. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Again, it's Elliott. He'll try to get forward, but he's going to be stopped in his tracks at about the 3. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up. Back near your own goal line, I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for that. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up when he has to alter what he does.
And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. First down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time, they get it to him a more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Again to Elliott. So we got 3-1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. And the stop was Aaron Donald.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Looking outside, and he's got him in. That's Schultz. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Prescott from the gun on 3rd. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the 1st. Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy 1st. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out and ended up with an interception in that game at Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 18 on that one, and it's a Dallas 1st down. They struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse. And I believe it'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Prescott looks to throw on first. They'll kick the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, look, they play man coverage against you. He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what it said, right?
I mean, the best receivers we've ever talked to and covered, when you talk about covering them with one guy, they think that's a personal affront. If they feel like they can't just beat one defender, then they're not very good.
And this time they were ready for it as they stop him right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this run.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive is going pretty well. I could come right back at it.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
But hopefully the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up the first here on 3rd down. Prescott. Able to get his target Lamb. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 20-yard line.
C.D. Lamb. A gain of 16 yards. First down, Dallas.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Italian. And they're inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. You'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 14-yard line. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got him now.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
Another nice pickup through the air. And I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the ball on swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Prescott to throw. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
It's now 21-0. That was an extended drive, 14 plays all total. And it's capped off for the Cowboys touchdown. Right now, after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Take over first and 10.
The Rams getting set to go now. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Golf will lead the Rams up here first and 10 at their own 23. He'll throw from the gun. Here's incomplete. Van Jefferson, the rookie wideout, the intended target, and bring up second down.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10. A shotgun snap for Gunn. And he'll find his target. Runs. It's complete. Now to the 35 before they're able to knock it down. 12 yards there and a first down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
He's got the rookie from Florida. That's Van Jefferson with him. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and lead the game out that way.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3. Goff throwing complete to Cut. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Cooper Kupp had a big season in 2019. Also saw the emergence of tight end Tyler Higbee for the Rams. He really jumped up his game about the last month of the season. But when it came time to ring the bell and get into the end zone, the Rams walked towards Kupp. 10 touchdowns in 2019. Runs his routes with great precision and intelligence.
The man Higbee, the tight end. That catch good for only a couple. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking to throw again on second down. Goff. That's what he caught that run. 7 yards on the play. And now make it 3rd and 1.
Keeping my feet up now. I thought it's getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to it and forcing a 3rd down.
The Rams on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Again, Goff had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
They'll try and run for it with Brown. And the flags come out as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Let's check on the play. So he was holding for that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking. Ever since they liberalized the rules, we can extend them out. Sometimes they get out a little wide, and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They go ahead and snap it. Goff. They're going for Jefferson downfield. And it's going to line up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. He's checking the referee. saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They're off throwing again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Another shot from the one on 2nd and goal. Throwing again is gone. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown. Woods from Jared Goff. And the Rams are able to draw a bit closer. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point attempt here still to come. It's good, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. That time a 9-play drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Cowboys are able to recover. Later they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. We'll likely put an end to this thing. They go Elliott again. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. First and 10, and they have 3 tight ends out there, a jumbo package look. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get with just under 90 seconds remaining. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21. The recipe's pretty simple, I think. You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hand out to the football and keep the clock ticking.
3rd and short yardage, cross count. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Cowboys try out Greg Zerline.
A 32-yard attempt.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And that'll push it up to 17.
7.
So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
After the main field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away. And he tackled just shy of 25.
The Rams take over at 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
LA readies for its next possession. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once we were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now Goff on 1st down. This one brought in by Jefferson. And they get it down the number 4. He takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit. 1-yard line. 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun. Goff. Out of the backfield, he's got nothing down. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
We see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. But what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaunt. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. From Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
Well, there you have it. The Cowboys are winners, 24-7 over the Rams. We're going to end this show. And I'll be back with another one after the 6%. So, be ready for it in a few minutes.